get boarding.
Hello everyone, welcome back to We Flip Cars. Thanks for tuning in. As you can probably see behind us, there's some nice sunshine currently setting over the La Gomera. So we're currently in Tenerife, so yeah. What are we doing out here, mate?
Well, this is probably a good time for me to tell people I've got something I need to confess. Don't worry, no diddy.
Are you sure?
I am a holiday junkie, hands up. I love my holidays, so does Liam. We try and get away as much as we can. We do go with our families, but if we've been working hard, we like to nick a few days when we can.
Yeah, as much as we can, really. If work's good, if we have a good month at the end of the month, if it all works out right, then we'll get away. Yeah, we tend to go away quite a few times throughout the year. We don't live extravagant lifestyle, so we like to spend what we can on going away, don't we?
Definitely, mate. It's a nice break, well-earned break. But we've still got our phones. We can still work while we're here.
Yeah, we've still got inquiries coming through. Appointments being booked in for next week.
Still talking to main dealers, still searching for cars. It never stops. But it's just nice to be able to do it in the sun.
Oh, it's really nice. Yeah, it is amazing, isn't it? Yeah.
So for this video, we're going to run through some questions that we've been asked, a bit of a Q&A. And we should probably start, mate. A few people have asked, how did we get started in the car trade?
Okay, so what, together or?
I think individually. So my story's a bit boring, but so pretty much my first job was nothing to do with the car trade. I started in the hydraulics industry. Started on the shop floor, sweeping up, making tea, learning the trade. I quite quickly realised that the part of the job I enjoyed was sales and the running of the business. Became a salesman, so that consisted of knocking on doors, dealing with customers, pricing jobs, that sort of stuff. I'd always been interested in cars, sold the odd one or two on the side. But yeah, I got to 30 and I just thought I want to do something for myself.
Don't want to be stuck in the system.
Yeah, so when I left, I was actually running the company, so I enjoyed the running aspect of a business. Thought I had the business acumen to be able to do something for myself. Always had a passion for cars. So yeah.
Did you quit your job?
Luckily, I managed to cut down to 3 days a week.
Yeah.
I jumped straight in with renting a forecourt. So I was doing 3 days a week at my current job and doing 4 days a week building up the forecourt. Didn't start with a lot of money, just started with cheap cars, just let the stock grow. Didn't take any money from it for the first 6 months while I was still in my job. And so yeah, never looked back.
Okay. Pretty different to mine.
Slightly different, mate.
Yeah, slightly different to mine. So I think the longest time I ever managed to hold down an actual employed job was about 6 months. And that's for a motor trade insurance broker. I stayed there for 6 months. It weren't long before being in that company that I realised why I weren't fit for the 9 to 5 standard job. Go to work, get up, go to work, go home at 6. Although I was really good at it. Within the first couple of weeks I was outperforming a lot of the salesmen there. And I found out that I really enjoy talking to customers, customer service and sales. But I was also keeping my eye on how the whole business was being run. And like I said, I didn't last there very long. I've always been one to want to start my own business. And I started a few different businesses before a car dealership. One was a building business, more landscaping. Another one was signs, so vinyl signs and vehicle wrapping. So a few different things, always wanted to be my own boss, always wanted to work for myself, had a few failed businesses along the way. But yeah, this one, Kent Car Group, was the first. When was it? 2020.
Yeah.
We got in touch because
Yep.
I met you through your site, and we had a chat. We said maybe we would look into starting a business together. We found a premises, and then yeah, we just never really looked back. For me, obviously, you'd been doing it for a long time, so I've got a lot of knowledge from Chris. Learned a lot from him, and my dad was in the trade before he retired. He retired at 50, so I knew that it's a good job to get into.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just started like the same with Chris. Started with a few cars. I actually started on SORs rather than because I didn't have no money.
So selling other people's
Yeah,
cars.
selling other people's cars. I didn't have my own stock for a long time. I had to rely on selling other people's cars, and then obviously I'd return them what I initially agreed, and then with the profit, I would then be able to pay the bills and keep growing. And gradually over time, I managed to build my own stock.
So you built up enough capital to be able to buy your own cars,
Yeah,
and then
it took a while. I'd say 2020. What we're 2024 now, so almost 4 years of
yeah.
doing SORs, and then I'd say within about a year I managed to start buying my own stock.
Yeah, yeah, I'd say about a year.
So,
But
yeah.
I would say with starting your own business, if you're happy in employment, that's fine. But if you're not happy and you feel like you want to start your own business, if you've got a business idea or you think you've got business acumen, you should start your own business.
100%.
And even if you're a tradesperson, go self-employed.
Go self-employed, take the risk. I know it can be hard because it's easy for me to say I haven't got kids. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people out there that are probably worried about they've got their kids to look after, they've got loads of bills to pay.
Of course, but you got to take the jump.
You have to. Like I was fortunate to have been able to take the jump early on in life, and hopefully it sets me up to be able to chase my dreams, because I know full well I wouldn't be able to do it working a 9 to 5.
Yeah, and when you are your own boss, whether you're self-employed or if you do run your own business, you might not necessarily get rich, but it will give you the chance to earn more or less depending on how much effort you put in.
But you'll have the freedom.
Freedom, that's what we enjoy. So
Yeah.
we work hard for a few weeks and then we have a few days away.
Yeah, we'll have 4 or 5 nights away, and then get back to it, straight back to it. Like I say, we don't completely switch off whilst we're away. We are always still working. And the thing with being self-employed is, although you're working for yourself, you actually end up working more hours, because you find
Yeah, you do.
when you're not at work, you're still working.
Yeah, but at least you're earning money for yourself.
Yeah, exactly that. So
When you're employed, so certainly for me, where I was running a business for a national company, didn't matter how late I stayed, I was on salary. I didn't get overtime.
No.
I got annual bonuses, but yeah, you're just earning money for someone else.
Yeah, setting up on your own, becoming self-employed. You don't need to necessarily set up a limited business and go down that route. You can start off self-employed, whatever trade you're in, and yeah, just get the ball rolling, take the
Yeah.
risk, and
Yeah.
you'll enjoy the freedom more. The freedom for me is worth more than the money anyway.
Yeah, well, I think the money buys you the freedom.
It does, yeah, the money does buy
You
you.
put in the effort, you know it's all yours.
And all this stuff about you need money to make money, all right, you do to get you up to progress. But to start off with, there's always ways of
Yeah.
using other people's money to start making you money.
And not only that, I think if you're creative, so you've done a lot of SORs. I personally, I didn't start with any funding. We don't have stocking loans.
Never had stocking loans.
And I just started small, and I just wanted to build up the stock without drawing too much money from the business,
Yeah.
and then just built the stock up to a level where it just continued on from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so I suppose we better get on to the first question, mate.
Okay, so the first question, I'll shout out the username as well. So Kellyanne693, have you ever lost money on a car?
I know I have.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I've lost money on a few.
So one that springs to mind for me, it's going back a few years now, it was a Mercedes ML. At the time it was quite a lumpy car for me. It was maybe 6 or 7 grand. I'd gone to a main dealer to buy a little cheapie, which was more my regular bits, and they offered me this ML. I took a gamble on it, probably shouldn't have. When I got it back, it was just one problem after another. First of all, the battery was flat. Then we discovered a leak on the gearbox, automatic gearbox. Then when we jet washed it, an ECU got wet or something or another. And yeah, it was just one of those where I just couldn't see how I'd get it repaired, and it was just one thing after another. I ended up selling it. Luckily, a friend of mine owns a salvage auction. He put it on his salvage auction as spares a repair, and I think I lost 2 or 3 grand out of that.
Yeah, which is a big loss.
It is.
2 or 3 grand on a car. Just also the time that it's taking you to do all the repairs and bits as well. It's cost you a lot in time, not only money. Yeah, it's a big one. Similar for me. I've definitely lost a fair few, but probably most recently I took a big loss. I wouldn't say big loss actually. It felt like a big loss.
Yeah.
But in terms of going backwards, it weren't as big as what it seemed at first. So I took a Volkswagen Beetle in part exchange against a Suzuki Swift, and seemed like a good deal. Car seemed like a really good car. Volkswagen, a full service history, 41,000 miles, manual 1.4 TSI. So I thought, yeah, nice bit of stock. Listed it, sold it within a couple of weeks. And then the customer that bought it kept calling saying, EML light keeps coming on, can we book it in? So I got it booked in, got our mechanics to have a look at it. And he said it was something to do with an air filter, or an air pipe was leaking air.
Yeah, tried that, sent it back, she had it back for a little while. Then we tried the injector.
Yeah, we tried the injector, changed the injector in it, changed the coil pack, changed a load of different things, spent quite a lot of money on it, but it just wouldn't, the fault wouldn't go. So I had the cylinders checked, and it turned out that there was a crack between the block, and there was air passing through the engine, and basically the engine was knackered. So I ended up taking it was a loss. It was a massive loss.
Well, we discovered that the engine was 3 grand for a second-hand engine.
Yeah, it cost 3 grand to replace the engine, and I wasn't going to do that. I just thought, you know what, I don't want to take the risk of putting another engine in. It'd be a second-hand engine, run the risk of that going wrong. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to sell it, although I had to give the customer back the retail value.
The full price
the full price that she paid, give her a full refund, which was about 8 grand, something like that. And then I took another 2 grand loss on what I paid for it. So it felt like I was out of pocket like 4 or 5 grand. Yeah.
But what you need to do in a situation like that, it's easier said than done, but you can't dwell on it. You've just got to look at, obviously you had a profit in that car originally.
Yeah.
So you've got to factor that into it. Then you've got to look at other cars you've sold in the meantime.
Exactly that.
You just got to get it gone and forget about it.
It's just part of the job. It's life, isn't it? It's life. You have ups and downs. There's always going to be things to overcome. There's always going to be problems to sort out, especially in business. Always problems coming at you. So you just got to learn to overcome it, not take it too seriously. Just deal with it.
And do the right thing.
Do the right thing. That's
ultimately, do the right thing.
Yeah, that's a massive lesson that you've taught me. Is definitely always do the right thing. Don't try and just earn a little quick buck here and there.
If you want longevity in the car trade, but probably in any trade.
Any trade, of course.
Your reputation is paramount, and just doing good things. Good things come back.
Yeah, because she didn't expect me to give her a refund.
No, and a lot of car garages wouldn't have given her a full refund. She'd had that just under 3 months.
I think it was on the 3 month warranty, on the day of the end of the 3 month warranty. She called me to the first initial phone call to say that the engine management light had come on, was literally on the 3 months after the day that she bought it. And obviously we give a 3 months warranty, but even if it was a week after that, you've got to deal with it.
You've got to do the right thing.
You have to do the right thing.
You've got to do the right thing,
so I couldn't have left her without a car, with a big 3 grand bill to put a new engine in it. You've got to help at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? If we had the facilities and we were able to help, we sold her the car and I had to get her out of that problem. So I've done that and took a loss, but we moved forward.
So yes, we do lose money, and they're just 2 examples, but there's been a few over the years.
Yep, there's been a fair few, definitely.
Next question. Cool, mate.
So we've got Ocean 6840. What is the best car for a first car? Do you want to start with that one? I know what my choice would be.
Well, not a particular car, but obviously just small engine, cheap to run, cheap to insure, cheap to tax.
Yep.
What are cheap? Like a 1 litre Citroen C1, Toyota Aygo?
Yeah, something along those lines, yeah.
Yeah.
I would, if you could afford, but I think that they're fairly low on insurance. Full Fiesta,
Z-Tech.
1.25 Z-Tech.
Yeah, if you want a mega reliable car.
Because for me, they're the most reliable little car.
Yeah, we sell a lot of those, and those 1.25 Z-Techs, they do go on forever.
The insurance bracket is...
It's probably not the cheapest to insure, but the question is, what is the best car for a first car? So I
reliability.
I think if you stretch a little bit more for that insurance, it's only a 1.2,
yeah,
but definitely worth paying that little bit extra.
I'd say so. My personal opinion would be 1.25 Z-Tech Fiesta.
Yeah.
But, like you said, the C1s, Aigos, 107s, they're all very good cars as well, to be honest. We've never had no problems.
We sell loads of first-time cars, loads and loads.
Predominantly what we specialise in.
Yeah.
First car market, really.
And that leads on nicely to the next question.
Okay, so the next question is from Bill Yasko, 2878. Is there any make or model you would steer clear of?
First of all, shout out Bill Yasko.
Yeah, shout out to you, Bill.
Always comments on our videos, been there from the start. Bill, legend.
You are a legend, mate.
And good question, is there any make model you would steer clear of? The first one that springs to mind for me, and it's quite ironic because the question before we just said for a first car, a Fiesta 1.25 Z-Tech. Now my car to steer clear of would be a Fiesta or a Focus 1 litre EcoBoost.
Yep.
We
pretty bang on, mate.
We detest those cars.
Either that or anything with a 1.6 HDI engine.
Yeah, 1.6 diesel. We don't like those either. It doesn't matter what brand it is, they've all got the same sort of engine in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The HDI engines are absolutely useless, the 1.6s. 1.4s are alright, pretty good actually. But then 1.6 diesels and the Ford Fiesta or Ford Focus.
They do it in the Fiesta and the Focus. The 1 litre EcoBoost. They've got a wet belt system. I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but they are just dog shit engines.
They are proper shit, yeah. So basically, from what I know, from problems that I've had with previous cars that I have bought before knowing this, the wet belt is in oil, it degrades, deteriorates, goes through the engine, clogs up all the valves and the pipes and starves the engine of oil, causing engine failure.
Yeah. Other traders we speak to who still buy them, we don't touch them.
No, never.
But other traders we speak to, they still keep buying and selling them, and the problems are just endless.
Constant problems.
Yeah. We actually got offered one. So Jamie, my cousin, funnily enough, had one of those 1 litre EcoBoosts, and it was okay for him.
Yeah, it was a good car, but
it was quite low mileage. But he's just gone to a Ford main dealer and bought a brand new Ford Focus. And he offered us the Fiesta for what they'd offered him part exchange.
Yeah, which was cheap, which was a part exchange valuation.
In a normal situation, that's what we pray for.
Oh mate, we loved that. Yeah, we literally sit there waiting and hoping.
For friends and family to offer us cars that they've had an offer on part exchanging it.
Rather than giving it to the main dealer, then why not give it to us for what they would have got anyway? So.
But we even said no to that, even though it was cheap and we knew the car and it hadn't gone wrong, we even said no to that.
Yeah, there's just no point pushing your luck and tempting fate with things that, especially if you know you've got knowledge and you've got experience of problems, you just best off steering away.
I think so. There's plenty of other cars to buy, so not one for us. So yeah, answer to your question, Bill. 1 litre EcoBoosts and 1.6 HDI diesels. Right, this one's probably more for you, Liam. So Gavin Banfield 3791. He asks, do you offer finance for people with no or bad credit? My son is 18, looking to buy a car on finance, but has no credit history due to his age.
Yeah, so we do. There's quite a few different lenders. We actually specifically use a broker who has many different lenders that they use. But yeah, we do. We offer bad finance to people with bad credit. I wouldn't say someone at 18-year-old with no credit has bad credit. They just have no credit, and they need to get on the ladder. There's always lenders out there that want to get young drivers on the ladder with car finance. So definitely wouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah.
Even people with bad credit, we've had people past that have got.
We get some customers that say, "Oh, my credit isn't good. I don't think it'll go through," and we sheepishly put the application in,
And then they get passed with a
Flying
good rate,
colours.
a
Yeah.
good rate, 13.9%, or even sometimes 9.9%. Like the
Yeah.
rates. That's why Motion Finance, they do look after us.
They do.
They know all that there is to know about finance,
and they know which lenders to go for to suit
they break
different
it down.
criteria.
Yeah, so that we send all of the information through, but it's very rare that we get a decline. The only time we really get a decline is if it's someone who hasn't been in the country long enough,
Yeah.
or someone who has got seriously bad credit.
Yeah.
But
We
it's very
usually
rare.
find a way.
We usually do find a way, yeah.
I mean, you'll know more than me, but in that situation in particular, so if that lad's 18 and he's got no credit history, would it be advisable for him to get a mobile phone contract?
100%.
Maybe
Build
get
your
a credit card even if he doesn't want to use
100%.
it? Just build up some credit.
Get your credit card, use your credit card for your fuel, make sure you pay it back every month, get a mobile phone, be on the electoral roll, all that sort of stuff helps to build your credit. And then obviously financing a car will also help you massively in terms of building your credit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely possible for either an 18-year-old or someone with bad credit to get car finance. And if it's not,
Yeah. So Gavin, thanks for the question. And if your son is still looking for a car, go onto the website. There's a really simple link on there where he can do his own finance application.
yeah, all through the website. Yep, you can apply for finance at kentcargroup.co.uk and click on the vehicle that you like, press apply, and it will take you through to Code Weavers where you put in all your details and then press submit, and that'll send it through to Motion and they will deal with it for you.
Yeah, they chuck it out to a load of lenders, and if they can't get you through, don't know.
There are other subprime lenders that maybe Motion wouldn't, which we do actually have as well. If we ever do get a massive decline, there's other subprime lenders out there that we do push that to as well. So there's always somewhere to go.
Yeah.
There's always somewhere to go.
Plenty of avenues to explore. Right, we've got a question from user WO7EF5UU8V. Cool name. That's actually the name of my first child. No, it's not, but yeah, cool name. Right. Don't you think having just a unit with very limited parking space is limiting you with stock quantity? Good question.
Very good question. Something I've thought quite a lot
Yeah.
in the early days, which has caused us to take some action, and we outgrew it very quickly.
Yes, so we should probably say that our unit, which you see on the channel, it physically holds 10 cars,
10 cars, yeah.
inside. We've got some room to keep some more outside, but the ones that we want to keep safe, once they're all prepped and cleaned, it holds 10 cars.
10 cars. That it's a showroom. They're all retail ready, looking as clean as they possibly can be at all times. But we also have an overflow site, which is not too far from our unit. And that's where we hold all of our cars that are being prepped, or cars that we've bought in that are already prepped that we just don't have room for at the minute because we're fully stocked at the unit.
Yeah, but we would always, if we get an inquiry, sometimes we list those cars before they're quite ready.
Yeah, like I say, yeah.
But if we get an inquiry on one of those, we'll get it prepped, take it to the unit for viewings. So yeah, what you see on the channel, it does look like we only run with 10 cars, which wouldn't be enough for two of us.
No, it wouldn't.
But
no.
fortunately, we do have this overflow.
But I believe I might have read that you are looking to do something similar yourself. So yeah, if you are looking to do something similar yourself, you're probably going to end up outgrowing it fairly quickly. So I would definitely, ahead of time, look at maybe what yards are around.
Yeah, but for us, rather than taking on a bigger forecourt, which is a possibility, but not something we want to do right now.
In the future, we might look at somewhere bigger, but at the moment, we're pretty happy with what we've got.
It suits us. So for this question, I would say take on your unit, because you don't want to start too big.
No, you
the
don't.
big overheads.
You want to keep your overheads to a minimum. So take on your unit, see how you get on.
And the storage yard for us is a lot cheaper. It's not somewhere where we take customers. It's literally an overflow yard. So it hasn't got all the glossy forecourt bits.
No.
But it works for us.
It works. It works.
Yeah,
It's
and
something
that's what I would recommend to this guy as well.
100%.
Take on your unit with a manageable amount of space.
And if you need to, at a later date, if you
Yeah.
find that you do outgrow the unit, then
Yeah.
look at getting a yard after. Because you don't want to be renting a yard and not have any use for it to start off with.
Yeah, but there's plenty of, I mean, even just parking space. You can always get parking space places, so
Yeah.
that would be what I would suggest. Too many businesses, I think they just run before they can walk.
Yeah, end up taking on too many responsibilities, too many overheads, because obviously the overheads are so important to keep on top of.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
definitely.
that's where businesses seem to go wrong. I've had friends that have took on too much and it's caused them to
Yeah.
shut down. So
Company cars, taking on staff. So that's the other thing we should probably add. It is just myself and Liam.
yeah, just us two. We can do everything we need to. And
Yeah.
everything we don't need to do, we source out to other companies.
Yeah, so we don't get involved in any mechanical work or body work, but we obviously find our own cars, we valet our own cars. You might have seen us take them down the car wash for like a final wash before a viewing. Yeah, so we haven't got any employment liabilities, we haven't got any staff, so it just works for us, doesn't it?
It
Keeping
does.
it small.
Yeah.
And I think I saw another question, but I don't think we've included it. Someone said about expanding or something like that, but I just think, it might have even been this question about being small for what we want, but as you grow and then you have to take on people, you lose that personal touch.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think if we wouldn't have got a massive forecourt and we had a salesman, a valeter, I know for a fact that I would be checking the seats and he wouldn't be cleaning them how we want them cleaned.
yeah, and he wouldn't be treating the customers how I would personally
Exactly
treat a
that.
customer.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, ideally you do want to grow, but
You need to make sure it's at the right time with the right people around
Yeah.
you, and that's what we're conscious of. Do you know, like we're ready to take that step when it's right.
yeah,
But at the minute, we can do it as we are.
yeah, I think so, mate. Right, so just a few that we've run through there today, but hopefully you enjoyed it. If we missed out any questions or if you've got any more you want to fire over, I'm sure we can fit in another one.
Yeah, we could always fit in another one. So any more questions that you might have about anything to do with the car trade, anything to do with us, anything to do with business, absolutely anything, just feel free, ask us as many questions as you want, and then we will do another questions video maybe soon.
Yeah. And let us know for future videos what content you want to see, what you enjoy. The auction one seemed popular, but is there a particular make you want to see us buy or particular cars? We're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardise the business, but
No.
we'll try and follow what you want us to do,
Yeah, 100%.
content-wise,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Right, so if you did enjoy the video, please remember to like and subscribe.
And we'll see you again in the next one.